JC Tickets provides first-class trips to Ravens road games, including airfare, 4-star hotels, game tickets, and cocktail parties. We also help provide great seating locations to all Ravens home games. JC Tickets, where the games begin. Visit us at jctickets.net.
Got another question. This is from Dave Ward. He says, what's our cap space, and do you think we'll make a move for offensive line or linebacker?
Well, you got to fill me in. I believe the cap space is around $9 million. The last
8.8 million. Yes.
8.8 million. And do I think they'll make a play for offensive linebacker? I mean, I think they would have done that already if they were that fearful. Don't you agree?
I do. I think this is one of those situations, and we've been talking about the entire show, there's a commitment to the youth movement. And I know when I asked Eric DeCosta this during the offseason, what might you do with the offensive line? You've got a little bit more cap space than you've had in previous years. Are you going to go and get that guy? And I think most fans were waiting for that to happen when they cut down from 90 players to 53 players on that Saturday. They didn't make a move, but what he said was, and this was an organizational philosophy, that if the guy that we go out and get is only marginally better than what we already have, it makes no sense for us to do it, because we've seen in the past these young guys make leaps from years 2 to 3, and the two guys they mentioned were Rick Wagner, turned out to be a really good right tackle for the team for at least a year, and also Ryan Jensen. If you remember, they brought back Jeremy Zuta that summer, and he just didn't work out the second time around. Jensen won the job by default, but ended up doing very well that season and cashed in.
Yeah, with Tampa Bay.
Yeah. So maybe there's a guy like that on the Ravens roster right now that might step up. Maybe it's Bozeman, maybe it's Skura, maybe Hurst falls back into that left guard situation. We don't know, but they just believe that what they have right now, it isn't worth spending their cap dollars to go out and get a guy that might only be marginally better.
Real quick, and we'll get back to the question. I'm glad you brought up Eric DeCosta's name, because to me, I think the two biggest things, actually I guess they go kind of hand in hand because it's the same side of the ball, but to me, Tony, and this goes back to a point I made earlier, the biggest thing that Eric DeCosta has to accomplish in his tenure as GM is to get offensive consistency. We've been all over the place in scheme and production to a certain extent. We've got to get some offensive consistency. I'm not saying that it's going to be like the defense. They're well established for 18 years now, but we've got to get to some kind of level like that. We've been so good on one side of the ball. We have to get more consistent on the offensive side. But that also goes to drafting better wide receivers, for instance. And we'll see. On the surface right now, it looks like some of these guys may turn out to be pretty good.
I think one of the things that the Ravens struggled with a couple of years in a row, Mike, was that they really didn't have an identity on either side of the football.
Big time.
They didn't have playmakers. They didn't have guys that were like these risk takers on defense that they used to have, and this smash mouth kind of offense. They just didn't have an identity, and I think that Joe Flacco struggled as a result of that. You know, they were at one time,
he suffered because
let's run the football, use play action, and take some shots downfield. Suddenly that morphed into dink and dunk. Right. Why waste a guy's arm with that kind of arm talent on that kind of offense? So I think that they didn't have an identity. They have an identity.
Yeah, and that's my point. Defensively, we've had an identity for 18 years. We've had a number of defensive coordinators. We've had the same identity, basically the same playbook. Why can't we get that offensively? And I kind of liked the Cam Cameron, pound the football, power run game, play action pass, deep down the field, strong old quarterback, and bad weather, AFC North. To me, that's the formula offensively for the Ravens. Now, obviously right now they're doing something different, but at least they're all in with it. Well, they've got to establish.
They're doing something different because what you just described was an offense that played to Joe Flacco's strengths. And now they're developing an offense that plays to the Lamar Jackson strengths.
Yeah.
It's time to go. Toyota, with the best resale value of any brand, again for the 3rd year in a row. Because when it comes to holding value, nobody does it better than Toyota. In fact, Toyota has 3 of the top 10 ranked by KBB.com for 2019, including Tacoma at #1. So whether you're searching for America's favorite car, SUV, or adventure-ready truck, this is where you want to shop. Go reliable, go Toyota, and let's go places.
Let's take a look, though, quickly around the division. We mentioned just briefly the Steelers lost to the Patriots 33-3 last night. Cincinnati lost in a tight one against Seattle. Seattle was favored by 9.5. Don't ask me why I know about that. But Seattle pulled it out.
I picked Seattle in my survivor pool. I was like sweating bullets there.
Yeah, a lot of people were. And then Cleveland got blown out by Tennessee. So a good start for the Ravens. They're 0-1. Yeah, that's a good round of applause. Atop the AFC North, as it should be, as we were last year for that matter.
2 teams lose by 30.
Yeah. Now, I haven't looked at the schedule. I know Cleveland plays the Jets on Monday Night Football next week, and that goes back to the very first Monday Night Football game ever played was Cleveland and the New York Jets. Someone's going to be 0-2 there. It could be Cleveland. It's a road game. I expect them to bounce back. We'll have to see about that. But the bottom line is Ravens have a chance to go 2-0. One of those teams, maybe 2 of those teams go 0-2 next week. That's a good little margin.
Sometimes we discount early season wins because it's early in the season, and there's this thought process that you have 15 or 14 games to make up for that early season loss. But how many times have we seen it at the end of the year, Mike? It's nip it tough.
Yeah.
Sweating bullets against the Cleveland Browns at home, and waiting for Baker Mayfield to throw 3 or 4 incomplete passes in a row to make sure that they won the AFC North. Mm-hmm. So those kinds of things happen. So my point being that wins early in the season are just as important as the wins at the end of the season.
No, absolutely. And I said that in baseball too all the time. And by the way, for Ravens Rooster, we'll take a time out. I know we all love the drama at the end of the year and the fact we came out on top against Cleveland, but to your point, I would like a Week 17 that doesn't have as much drama, that our playoffs are hinging on whether we win or lose this game. Yeah, there's a cool element to it, but on the other hand, boy, it's nerve-wracking. And don't we have enough of those games anyway? It would 15 weeks.
It would be okay if we're vying for the 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. There we go. All right, we'll take a time out. We'll come back and wrap things up. It's your Rich Sugar Turtles Ravens. We're back now.
When you brew a beer with this much taste, 96 calories seems like a typo. But it's no mistake. It's a small miracle. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true.